Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. This is Bamari. In this tutorial I'm going to show you an easy way of sewing an asymmetric corset top with structured cap sleeves. If you are interested in knowing how to make this top, please stay to the end of this video. Thanks for watching. To draft the pattern of the blouse, I will first start by drawing a straight line. This will be my starting line. Then I'll be taking my customer shoulder, which is 17 inches. Half of it is 8.5, so I'll go ahead to mark it down. Then I'll be coming down 1 inch for the shoulder slope, and I'll be using a basic neckline of 3 inches width and 3 inches depth. Just a basic neckline, and I'll rule it out. After curving and slanting the shoulder slope, we'll be taking our armhole measurement. Our armhole is 8. To get your armhole, you see your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. So I'll just be marking 8 for an armhole, then I'll just mark it out. After marking the armhole, the next thing I'll do is I'll divide the armhole into 2. Then I'll be coming in by 0.5 inch. After that, I'll just go ahead to curve it and rule it just like this. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the horizontal measurement. So the shoulder to the bust point is 11. I'll just go ahead to mark it out on the paper. Then the shoulder to the under bust is 14.5. I'll mark that also. Then I'll go ahead to rule it out. I would also measure the shoulder to waist, which is 17.5. Then I'll go ahead to just mark it out. Then I'll rule it also. After that, I'll be coming down 8 inches for my waist to take my hip measurement. So I'll just come down 8 inches, then I will mark my hip measurement and rule it out like this. After marking that out, our shoulder to our hip length is 25.5, but I want the full length of the blouse to be 23 inches. So I'll just go ahead to mark 23 inches and rule it out also. Then our nipple to nipple point is 8 inches divided by 2, that's 4. So I'll mark 4 at our bust point, under bust, waist, full length and hip. Then I'll go ahead to rule it out also. Then to take the chest measurement, the chest level, I'll be coming down from my shoulder by 6 inches. So I'll just mark the 6 inches out. Then I'll rule it. Then I'll also extend the nipple to nipple points at the chest level also and connect it together. At the waist, I'll be taking my dart at the waist, 0.5 inch at both sides at the waist. So I'll be coming down from my waist by 6 inches. That's where my dart will stop. Then up, I'll be coming down from the bust point by 1 inch. I'll not be starting my dart intake from my bust point, 1 inch below my bust point. Then I'll go ahead to rule it out just like this. After that, the next thing to do is I'll be taking 1 inch at both sides of the dart on my waist. I'll take 1 inch at this side and 1 inch also at this other side. Then the same thing I have at the waist, I'll be putting the same measurement, that's 1.5. I'll add a 1.5 to my under bust, 1.5 to my under bust also. Then I'll connect the lines just like this. Then I'll go ahead to take my curve rule, I'll curve it in to under my bust point just like this. You can see the way I curved it. So at the inner dart we have 0.5, 0.5, and outside we added 1 inch, 1 inch. So we have like 3 inches that's at the middle of the waist and the under bust. Then I'll just extend the waist to the dart's length like this, and do the other side also like this. Also, we'll be taking a 1.5 dart at the chest area, so you can decide to divide your dart anyhow you want. It could be 0.75, 0.75 or 0.5, 1 inch. So I decided to do 0.75 at both sides. Then I'll just connect it to the bust point this way. You can see I wrote the 0.75 so that you can know the dart intake I took there. The next thing for us to do is to take our horizontal measurements. I'll be taking quarter of my bust. I'll be marking it out. Then the dart we took at the middle here, I will take the measurements around 1 inch. I will add it to it. Then I'll be adding my sewing allowance of 1.5 inch to the bust area. I'll mark it also. Then I will go down to the waist, take quarter of our waist. I'll mark it down. The dart allowance we have here is around 3 inch. I will add 3 inch to the side. Then I will just extend the line and add my 1.5 sewing allowance also to the side and also mark it out. Then at the hip, I'll be taking quarter of the hip. I'll mark it out. Since the hip doesn't have any dart, I'll be adding my 1.5 to it. Then I'll just go ahead to connect the lines. You don't need to be concerned about how the pattern looks now. By the time you join your darts or join your patterns together, it's going to make sense. So at my bust point area, I'll be coming down by 1 inch for the side darts. Then I'll just connect it to the nipple point just like this. So this side darts will be cutting it out. If you notice, this method of asymmetric blouse, I did not cut the asymmetric neckline or asymmetrical hemline. It is when we join our fabric, that is when we are going to cut the asymmetric neckline and hemline. So we don't cut it on the pattern. So I will go ahead to cut my pattern out. So just watch carefully the way I will be cutting the pattern out. For the side dart, I will just slit it open this way and close it with a tape. Then I'll just fill up any opening at the side just like this. So this is our pattern. Now we'll go ahead to draft our back pattern. So I just made a normal basic bodice pattern. Our zip 1.5 inches zip allowance. Then the armhole 8 inches for our armhole. Then from the shoulder to the waist we have 17. Then shoulder to the hip we have 25. Shoulder to full length we have 23. Then also I'll go ahead to take our bust point measurement. So which is 11. I'll mark it out and roll it. After which, I'll take our nipple to nipple point, which is 4 at the bust point, waist, full length and hip. Then I'll roll it out. Then I'll go ahead to take the dart for the back at the waist, 0.5 inch at both sides. Then from the waist, I'll be coming down 6 inches. That's where the dart will be stopping. I'll mark it out. Then above it, I'll be coming down 1 inch below the bust point. Then I'll go ahead to mark my dart out just like this. For the back chest line, I'll be coming down 5 inches from the shoulder to mark the back chest line. Then I'll roll it out just like this. Then I also went ahead to extend the nipple point to the chest line just like this and roll it out. The next thing for us to do is to take our horizontal measurement. I'll be taking quarter of the bust measurement plus 1.5 sewing allowance. Then I'll also go to the waist. I'll take quarter of the waist measurement. Then I'll replace our darts, which is 1 inch. Then I'll also add 1.5 sewing allowance to it. I'll also go ahead to the hip, take quarter of my hip, then 1.5 sewing allowance. Then I would mark it out. I'll be placing the side front of the pattern on the side back. This is so that the pattern can align properly together. You know, we took 1 inch side dart, so it's going to lift up. So I'll just go ahead to take 1 inch at that area. Then I'll slightly curve it to our pattern just like this, so that the sides of the pattern will align with each other. Then we'll try to eliminate zipper bulge at the back. So we'll just extend the line at the waist. Then we'll be coming in at the waist by 0.5 inch. This is to eliminate zipper bulge. Then I'll just go ahead to shape it to the hip and to the upper part just like this. So this part will be cutting it off. Then the 0.5 inch we removed at the waist area of the zip, we'll be adding it to the side. Then we'll just align it to each other like this. So all we did was to come in at the waist by 0.5 and replace the 0.5 at the other side. That's just what you need to do to eliminate the zipper bulge. So I'll go ahead to just cut our pattern out like this. So we are not yet done. To further eliminate the zipper bulge at the waist, we'll be coming up by 1 inch. Then we'll go ahead to roll it to the side of the waist just like this. So this side will be cutting it out. Then we'll just slit one of the side open like this. Then we'll place it on it like this. I'll be using a gum to gum it, a sellotape. So I'll just place our sellotape on it and gum it down. So when you do this, there's no way you have zipper bulge at the back of your top or gown. It's perfect. You get a perfect zip. So you can see that my pattern aligns with each other at the sides. So I went ahead to use the pattern to cut my fabric. You can see I left 0.5 sewing allowance at the sides and at the down part. Then I went ahead to notch the vital point on the pattern, like the bust point, under bust and waist area. Also, I'll be interfacing all the parts with an S-stay, and I'll also be interfacing the bust to bust, under bust area with wording. This is how it's looking after I've interfaced all the parts with S-stay, and this is because of my material is actually a Duchess material, so I had to interface all the parts to give it structure. So I also, the bust area and under bust area, I interfaced it with wording. Please, if you have watched to this point of this video, please like and share, comment and subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Then I'll go ahead to take the materials to my sewing machine. I'll place it on each other like this, right side facing right side. Then I will stitch it down using 0.5 inch. I'll do it for the main fabric, the both side of the main fabric. I'll also do it to the lining piece also, and show you how it looks like. This is how the blouse is looking after I have joined it to each other. You can see the inside. I've ironed it and I've molded it. So I'll be taking one as my main fabric and the other one as my lining piece. The piece I'll be using for our lining, I'll be using boning to do bust caging on the lining piece, and I'll also be making bonings on it. This is to give it structure, but just ensure that any part you are cutting for the asymmetric design, boning should not be there. Your boning should not reach there. So I'll just go ahead to just use my chalk to outline the sides I'll be attaching my boning to. So remember, the boning will only be done to the lining part only, but the main piece, I won't be doing anything to the main fabric. For the back part, I went ahead to mark my zipper allowance and I took in my 1 inch dart intake. Then I did this for the main fabrics and for the lining pieces also. You can see the same dart we have on our pattern paper, that's the same dart we have on our fabrics. So same thing as our front fabric, I'll be adding boning to the lining part of the back also. This is just to give it structure and to make the back firm. This is how our lining piece is looking after I've done bust caging to it and I've added bonings to it. You can see the parts I'll be cutting out for the asymmetric design, I did not add boning to it. And also see the lining piece of the back also, I just added little bonings to it just to give it structure. So I'll fold it this, I'll turn it this way. You can see the back, how neat the back is. You can see, so this is our lining piece. So I'll turn it this way, then I'll be adding my wording to it to just flesh it. If you have fiber, you can also use fiber, but I used wording to flesh it. So I'll just take it to your iron and you add your hemming glue and your wording to flesh it. So this is my main fabric. I'll just be placing it on it this way. Then I'll go ahead to pin it on each other around the edges so that it can lay flat properly. So this is how the blouse is looking after I've pinned the lining piece and the main fabric on it. You can see. So this is actually the easiest way to cut an asymmetric corset after you have done joining it. So I'll just go ahead to use my chalk to align how I want the shape to go. So after using my chalk to align it, then I'll take my scissors and follow the way. So I'll just take my scissors and cut it the way I want the shape to be. Some people might say this method is risky, but I promise you it's not risky. It's once you chalk it down, you have time to check it over and over again before you cut it, and you can actually place it on your mannequin or on your body to see how it fits and look. Then you cut it and you can also adjust it. After cutting the upper part of the blouse, I'll go ahead to use the lining piece to turn the main fabric. And also the hemline of the blouse is also an asymmetric design, so I'll be following the picture design. So at the down part of our blouse, I'll be coming up by 4 inch. Then I'll go ahead to use my chalk to chalk it down. Then I'll take my curve rule and curve the design out directly on my fabric. This method will allow you to see the design on your fabric directly before you cut it. So I'll just go ahead to cut it out this way. After cutting it out, I'll just pin it down to secure it in place. Then I'll be using the lining piece to turn both the upper part of the blouse and the down part of the blouse, leaving the sides opened. This is how it is looking after I have closed the upper part and down part. So I'll just be using the sides to turn the blouse like this. After turning the blouse, you can see how it looks. So this middle part, I'll go ahead to notch it. You can see the front part. I'll iron it also so that everything can lay flat. Then also the sides of the blouse, I'll go ahead to close it all the way at both sides. Then I'll iron it. So I'll also do the same thing for the back parts of the blouse. So this is the lining piece with the boning. I'll be turning it with the main fabric just like this. I'll do it for this part and also for the other part and show you how it looks like. This is how beautiful our blouse turned out. You can see this is just the front part. I've not attached it to the back part. You can see how neat and structured, well structured it is. So after I have closed the edges, you can see how the edges look like, the inside of the blouse and the sides. So we'll go ahead to work on the back part now. You can see how the back part also is looking. I've closed all the sides, both the down part and the upper and the sides. So I'll go ahead to attach my zipper to it using my zipper allowance. I will attach it to it and show you the final result. So after attaching it to it also, then I'll just go ahead to shape the blouse at the sides and show you how it looks like. After shaping the sides of our blouse, you can see how the back part looks like. The sides, there's no way to have a zipper bulge at the back. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the sleeve of the blouse, then we'll attach it to it. To cut the cap structured sleeve of the blouse is very easy. You just fold your paper into two like this, then you go ahead and measure above it. You just rule a line first. This line will be your starting line. Then you measure 6 inches above it, just like this. You mark it down, come to the side, measure 6 inches also. Then at that point you mark 6 inches, measured another 6 inches, then connect the line. Then I'll just go ahead to use my scissors and cut it. So you can see 6 inches at both sides of the square. Then after I cut it out, I'll be using a hard stay or collar stay to interface my fabric. I'll just use this to cut my fabric. After I've interfaced the fabric, the way I'm holding it, that's the way I'm going to join it. I'll just join the fabric at the upper part like this. So this is how it's going to look on our fabric. I don't want this video to be too long. You can see the way I attach it. I attach it on the dart line at the back. Then I tacked it. I didn't actually sew it because sewing it will make the lines visible. So I actually tacked the sleeves to the blouse. I would try to make a detailed tutorial on how to make the sleeves later. This is how beautiful our corset blouse came out to be. You can see the down hemline and the neckline, how beautiful it is. I also went ahead to bead it. You can see that the bust caging is caging, right? Yeah, so this is how neat it is. I'll show you. See the inner part. This is how the inner part is. You can see the bonings will give it structure, and also this is the outer part. Thanks for watching my video. Please like, subscribe, comment and share to see more helpful tutorials like this. See you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.